Today on Destination Polaris, we're off to Montana.
You come to Montana to play.
10,000-foot rides and a little bit of snow.
The dusting of snow is very pretty.
Plus, we go in search of the Wild West.
How close can you actually get to the horses?
Destination Polaris starts right now.
Destination Polaris is presented by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
Welcome to Destination Polaris. We are in Montana, and when you're in Big Sky country, everything looks like this. October in Montana can be full of surprises.
Did not expect snow today.
First of the year, it's nice.
We certainly can't complain.
The dusting of snow is very pretty.
A snowy range and mountain lakes provide the perfect backdrop for today's ride. We're set up to ride the Picket Pin Trail. It's a high mountain out and back that reaches elevations of over 9,000 feet. You'll find the trail about an hour west of Red Lodge.
Yep, this is our playground.
Chad Adams runs one of the largest dealerships in Montana.
A lot of mountain riding, pine trees like you see here, like we're doing today and stuff, and just beautiful scenery.
Chad is going to be our guide today.
And there's a couple lakes you can ride into. There's a cabin we'll ride into.
Our plan calls for us to leave the trailhead and make it to one of those high elevation lakes.
From the parking lot to the end is roughly 22 miles. Picket Pin Trail starts out down low in the valley and switchbacks its way up to where we are now, and then continues on up above tree line.
Chad lives in Billings, so he can turn this ride into a day trip.
From Billings, we got a lot of stuff within 2 hours drive, and we're talking thousands of miles of trails that we can ride.
Chad shares many of those days on the trail with his dad, Jim.
So far this year, I think I've ridden 38 days this year so far on the Razor and probably 20 days on an ATV. It's a nice trail. It's a family type of trail. I mean, it's not difficult, and we ride a lot of real rocky kind of extreme trails also during the year and spend time in Moab and different places. And, you know, this is a family-friendly kind of a ride so far.
He's right. It's not the most difficult trail, but the scenery is off the charts.
I like the openness. You know, we just came from some areas where the panoramic vistic views were really, really good, and I like that. I like this lake.
While checking out the view, you might even get lucky.
Lots of wildlife, deer, elk, tendency to see bear. When we started up here, it said be bear aware, so there's definitely bear in the area. Occasional moose up here.
No, unfortunately, we didn't spot any animals, but no complaints when your day ends here.
This is your second time here. What's the name of this place?
This is called Picket Pin. This is one of the lakes. It's called Picket Pin, I think Upper Picket Pin Lake.
How many lakes are there?
There's one more that I know of up here, but I don't believe there's a trail into it.
It's always breathtaking when you come into these lakes and you look at, you look at it and how clear the water is and how calm. And so it's always a beautiful experience when you are able to do it.
From mountain lakes to wild horses, we go in search of this rare pack of animals. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We are in the Pryor Mountains of Montana on the search for those guys.
We're all about the destinations, but today's location might be hard to track down. Montana's Pryor Mountain Range is located on the Crow Indian Reservation, 2 hours directly south of Billings.
Most of the people in Billings that off-road ride, this is one of their primary destinations.
Brad Edward and his son, Brad Edward, guide horseback rides in Red Lodge and the Pryor Mountains.
Everybody calls us Old Brad and Young Brad. I'm Old Brad, obviously.
Old Brad and Young Brad plan to take the lead with the goal of tracking down some of these Mustang horses.
There's a fascination with the wild horses.
I tell you what, to me, horses are one of the most magnificent animals that we have on the earth.
So, how do we find the horses? Horsepower, of course. The 300-million-year-old range is home to a vast network of off-road trails.
I wouldn't even know how many hundreds of miles of trails there are up in these mountains.
Not a lot of people come up. You know, you're able to get away, and there's a lot of miles of trails.
Even locals like Kyle Hoover have never been here before.
So many trails, so many miles, so many different areas. I mean, you could go somewhere different every day for years probably.
Let's hope it doesn't take us years to find these horses.
Now, where are we exactly that you'd find them?
Well, we're in the wild horse range. They're starting to go further down where it's a little bit warmer right now. It's obviously a little bit cooler today.
It's a lot cooler today.
Yeah.
I have 5 layers on today, Brad. How many do you have on?
On the top, about 4, but not enough on the bottom, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's cold.
Finally, a glimpse.
So we made our way up and over this ridge here, and as soon as we did, what do we see?
A couple of the wild horses.
Yeah?
Not as many as usual, but they're probably down in the trees.
The Pryor Mountain Mustangs hold a unique distinction of being a direct descendant of colonial Spanish horses.
You never get tired of seeing it, that's for sure.
When it comes to wild horses, how many are in this area? How many do they know for
I
sure?
think there's close to 200.
Close to 200.
Yeah.
And so far we got 2.
Yeah, right. Well,
Can we get into double digits, Brad, is what I'm asking?
I'll bet we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give us a little more time.
Okay.
Okay, Brad, I'll give you a little more time. You're watching Destination Polaris. Welcome back to DP. We're on the lookout for wild horses in Montana's Pryor Mountains.
I would say the thing about the Pryors is they're deceptively large. A lot of people think they're a pretty small mountain range, but there's a lot of country to cover up in here.
All that country makes it difficult to find the horses.
What are we looking at this way?
Horseshoe bend of the Bighorn Reservoir. And you can see the Bighorn Mountains across the valley.
I mean, this is something else.
Finally, after a good long search, we found them.
Well, Brad, it's not 200, but it's a 12.
Hey, we're getting in double digits now.
Right, just what I asked for.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is, not only is it an amazing view, but it's just, wow, this is something.
One thing that's kind of interesting, you notice the different coloring of the horses.
Yep.
You can see a lot of roans, then there's some solids, bays. You know, it's interesting to see the variety.
These Mustangs are known for distinctive stripes on their backs and legs.
How close can you actually get to the horses?
You know, it just depends on the situation.
Okay.
I've been in the trees before where they'll come up to you and, you know, you're not supposed to get within so many feet, but they'll come up to you and, you know, if you're just standing there,
Okay.
they'll be pretty inquisitive.
Yeah. I'm kind of guessing, though, you don't really want to get that close.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair. We'll keep our distance.
You bet.
Yeah.
For guys like Scott Franzen, this scene never gets old.
I think that's probably my favorite, is seeing those wild horses and just how free they were and moving about.
Scott's been coming to Montana to fish and ride horses for 55 consecutive years.
55 years. Make me look like I'm 45, will ya?
That's asking a lot.
That's pretty neat when you can go ride your vehicles up into a park and they have trails around and you can see the horses get out, fairly close and get some pictures and just watch how they live naturally. That was pretty cool.
You were telling me earlier you were planning on breaking in one of these horses this afternoon for us, is that right?
Well, actually, let's see if Scott is available.
Yeah, Scott's available for that?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a perfect idea.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He'd like that too.
How long do you think he'd last?
I bet we could get him on top.
There's some days you'll get up there and they'll be just kind of hidden in the trees, but today was a good day to see a bunch of them. They're kind of a symbol of the West.
With our quest to find horses complete, we turned our attention to the Bighorn Canyon.
I think it's one of the best vistas in Montana. And I've seen all of the state. It's stunning. You're looking at this area between the two mountain ranges, the Pryors and the Bighorns, and it's a fantastic view.
Still to come, we go underground and take you inside this big ice cave. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We're in Montana, riding the Pryor Mountains. So far, it's been awesome.
Forest Service has done a great job of marking out roads, and the BLM has done a great job.
That's the part I think I'm really impressed with, is how they have the trails marked. And with a good map, or a map of the trails, you can navigate your way all over the tops of these mountains. It's not real crowded, as we saw. I don't think we saw any other riders, maybe one in the couple of days we've been here.
Montana boasts a population of just over 1 million people, so not many folks around.
Yes, more cows than people for sure.
And if you really want to hide out and get away, then make your way to the ice cave.
I like our plan right now.
I do too.
We just ditched the rest of the group to go out by ourselves to check out the ice cave.
It's always good to go in the ice cave once the sun comes out and warms up. Yeah, let's get cold again.
Yeah. And no one else is here.
And no one else is here. Yeah.
Just actually, no one is in Montana except for the two of us right now.
That's right.
Yeah. It's hard to see how deep it goes in there, but I can see where the platform's at. Let's go to the platform then. Where's the ice in the big ice cave? It's definitely musty. What's the constant temp in here?
38.
32. That wasn't a good guess. It's ice cave.
Well, I don't see any ice though. Smells like dust.
It just tastes like dust.
Tastes like dust.
Well, that wraps up our trip to the Pryors. But before you leave Montana, do two things. First, stop in the small town of Red Lodge.
Here's what Red Lodge offers. Great food. We had some good meals there, huh? Year-round recreation. That's what I like about Red Lodge, is whether you're into skiing, riding, UTV riding, side-by-side, horseback riding, hiking, fishing, hunting. It's kind of all there.
Red Lodge is a nice little town. You know, it's nice to walk the streets on it. It's just a nice little mountain town, kind of a, you know, in the summertime it's a bit hectic, but kind of a quiet little mountain town.
Grab a bite, and then head east to the Bighorn River for some world-class fishing.
Now that we're done with our ride, there's only one way to end our trip here in Montana, and that's at the Kingfisher Lodge. Let's go trout fishing.
We're gonna go to the point right down here.